Not all food has the same price. There are foods you can buy on the street for a cheap price. But there are also foods that seem like they're only for those with a golden spoon or for rich people. In this video, join us on a unique food trip. Not to fill your stomach, but to see foods with shocking prices and unique origins. From delicacies that come from underground to moose milk and honey as expensive as gold. These are foods you won't easily find in local eateries. But before that, please like and subscribe. It really means a lot to us content creators. Thank you. And now let's begin. Number 20, Pura Chilensis, the alien-like delicacy from Chile. If you're seeing this food for the first time, you might wonder, is this an alien? But no, Pura Chilensis is a strange sea creature that is actually real and very expensive. You can find it on the coasts of Chile and Peru, and it looks like a rock on the outside. But when you open it, the inside is red, and the flesh looks like a sea urchin. Right there in Chile, the locals often eat it. It can be eaten raw or mixed with salad and rice. They say it's delicious. But it's not just its appearance that's unusual. It's a filter feeder. It doesn't move and just sticks to rocks while filtering seawater to survive. It has thick tunics or something like armor made of complex molecules. Inside are edible layers of muscle and flesh, reportedly with a metallic taste. It contains iron, titanium, and a very rare element, vanadium. No one knows yet why this creature has these elements. Because it's found mainly in Chile? Its price is very high in other countries? If you want to try it, you'll need a big budget and a lot of courage. Number 19, Saffron, the golden spice. It may not look like gold, but its price rivals gold. Saffron is considered the most expensive spice in the world. It can cost anywhere from 500 to 5,000 United States dollars per pound. But why is such a simple spice so expensive? The answer is, it's extremely difficult to harvest. It comes from a flower called Crocus sativus, and each flower only has 3 strands, and all of these are picked by hand. So if you want to produce a pound of saffron, you need to pick more than 75,000 flowers. Aside from being a spice, saffron is also used as medicine. In ancient times in Greece, it was believed to improve memory and mood. Today, it is said to have antioxidants, help with depression, and even have potential anti-cancer properties, although these have not yet been fully proven. So if you have extra budget and want to try the golden spice, saffron might be the next thing you add to your adobo, if your wallet can handle it. Number 18, Fugu, the dangerous pufferfish of Japan. A fish that is poisonous, but also a delicacy. Welcome to the world of Fugu. Japan's bravest favor, the pufferfish. Remember, Fugu contains tetrodotoxin, a poison even stronger than cyanide. One wrong cut, and it's deadly. That's why you can't just cook or serve it casually. In Japan, chefs have to undergo intense training and examinations before they're given a license to prepare fugu. And even with the risks, it's still extremely popular in Japan. Every year, it's estimated that 10,000 tons of fugu are consumed. But why is that? They say the meat is incredibly delicious when prepared correctly. It's tender, has a clean taste, and a unique texture. Besides being a delicacy, fugu is rare. Many species are endangered, making it hard to catch. Since it's banned from export to many countries, its international price rises even more. In short, if you want to taste fugu, you have to trust not only the chef, but also your own fate. Number 17, black densuke watermelon. Japan's black watermelon that looks like a dragon's egg. Do you think the bigger it is, the more expensive it gets? That's not true for Japan's black densuke watermelon. This watermelon, although smaller than the usual watermelon and weighing only up to 8 pounds, is more expensive than an entire box of fruit. The reason is, it's rare. Every year, only about 100 pieces are harvested throughout Japan. Because it's so rare, the price of each one ranges from 250 United States dollars up to 6,000. It's not only the small harvest, but also the taste. People say this watermelon is uniquely sweet and rich, and it's hard to grow. It needs the right climate, care, and careful attention to bring out the perfect taste and texture. All of that adds extra costs for the farmers. And of course, if the supply is low, the demand is high. So if you want to serve a millionaire's fruit on your table, you can try the black densuke, if your budget allows. Number 16, Alba white truffles, the gold of Italy's forests. If there's a gold bar underground, this is the gold nugget for chefs. Alba white truffles. In Italy, there are 28 types of truffles, but the most expensive and most sought after is the white truffle from Alba. The problem is you can't just plant it. Truffles naturally grow only on trees with particular roots in soil with the right moisture and light. Sometimes you need specially trained dogs or pigs to find them in the forest. Yes, there are really truffle hunters who rely only on the sense of smell of their animals to find them underground. They're hard to find, so supply is limited, but demand is very high, especially in upscale restaurants worldwide. They use it as a garnish, a seasoning, or the main attraction of a dish that can cost thousands. Even with the price, there's no guarantee you'll find a truffle even if you search all day. That's why every piece successfully dug up is like hitting the jackpot in terms of price. Number 15, dry-aged Wagyu, entrecote steak matured for months. Hard to read, even harder to buy. But the dry-aged Wagyu entrecote, or simply put, a luxurious type of aged steak, is said to be one of the softest, juiciest, and most delicious steaks in the world. Dry aging is a process where the meat is matured for several weeks, sometimes even months. As the moisture in the meat dries out, its flavor becomes more intense. A crust forms on the outside, which is removed before cooking, and inside the meat becomes buttery and melt in your mouth. But the process is neither easy nor cheap. You need controlled temperature, the right humidity, and specialized equipment. And because they're using Wagyu beef, which is known as Japan's premium beef, the price goes even higher. In some fine dining restaurants, you could spend hundreds of dollars for just one serving of this steak. But for true steak lovers, this is said to be the holy grail of meat. Number 14, Iranian Alma's Beluga Caviar, fish eggs with a millionaire's price tag. You probably already know about caviar, the expensive fish eggs eaten by the rich while sitting on their yachts. But in the whole world, there is one type of caviar considered the most expensive of all, the Iranian Alma's Beluga caviar. In Russia, it's called almas, or diamond, due to its rarity and high cost. And if you think that thousands of pesos for a whole bottle of caviar is already too much, what if I tell you that Alma's Beluga can cost over 36,000 United States dollars per teaspoon? Yes, just a teaspoon of that is equivalent to an entire year's salary of an ordinary employee. And you can't just give it away easily. Even if you can afford it, it's only sold in select caviar houses and Prunier luxury stores worldwide. It's like edible jewelry. Sometimes it's actually a bit sad to think about. While some people have nothing to eat, others spend millions on fish eggs. Number 13, raw bluefin tuna sashimi. It's a fish dish and the price is premium. From fish eggs, let's now move on to the meat. Bluefin tuna is one of the most highly valued in the world. Cuisine, especially sashimi. If you frequent sushi bars, you've likely already tried sashimi. Those thin slices of raw fish that are so tender and flavorful. But when bluefin tuna is used, the price goes to a whole new level. Bluefin is hard to catch, and when it reaches the right size and quality, people literally line up for it at fish auctions in Japan. There are fish that are sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars each, not just because of the taste, but also because of the demand. All over the world, tuna is popular in restaurants and among customers who are willing to pay a lot as long as the fish is guaranteed fresh, safe, and premium. And yes, it's also healthy. It's high in omega-3 protein and various vitamins. But if you buy it from the black market or from unlicensed suppliers, there's also a risk because it could be contaminated with parasites. So if you want to try it, make sure it comes from a trusted source. It's raw and pricey, You don't want to get sick too, right? Number 12, Yubari King Melon, King of Cantaloupe, priced like jewelry. If there's black densuke watermelon, there's also Yubari King Melon from Japan. And this is another fruit that looks like a piece of jewelry because of how perfect it looks and how expensive it is. The Yubari is not just an ordinary melon. It's a hybrid of two high-quality cantaloupe varieties, which is why its sweetness and softness are unique. But the biggest reason for its price is its rarity and presentation. You have to go to Yubari City itself in Hokkaido to see how it's grown. It's extremely well taken care of, with netting on the skin to make sure there are no blemishes, and it's even placed in a box with a ribbon when sold. In 2017, only 2 pieces of Yubari melon were sold for 26,000 United States dollars. And it's not just bought to be eaten, it's usually given as a gift to VIPs or bosses, as a symbol of respect and honor. In Japan, fruits are not just food, they're also a status symbol. The fruits are so perfect you almost don't want to cut them. If you get to try it, it's said to be as sweet as sugar. Number 11, oysters. Once free, they're now a luxury for the rich. These days, when you hear someone is eating oysters, you automatically think they're rich. But did you know that they used to be free? In the 1800s, in places like New York and London, oysters were just given away like candy on the streets. They were cheap, delicious, and energizing. In fact, in New York alone, up to 1 million oysters were consumed every day back then. But because of overfishing and ocean pollution, the oyster population suddenly declined. They left the shores and soon vanished from most people's tables too. Now, to eat fresh oysters, they have to be raised in oyster farms or harvested from controlled areas. And because they're now hard to find and take care of, the price has also gone up. From being street food before, they've now become luxury seafood. If you want to try it, are you ready for the price? Number 10, foie gras, duck liver, made through forced feeding. This is probably one of the most controversial on the list. Foie gras, or the expensive dish made from the liver of a duck or goose that has been fattened in an unusual way. In France, they consider it a delicacy, but for others, it's an example of animal cruelty. Because to get the right amount of fat in the liver, they force feed the ducks every day using a tube down their throat. When the liver has enough fat, it's then cooked as pâté, placed in a crust, and served with truffles, brandy, and jelly. Its taste is soft, creamy, and rich, which is why gourmet restaurants love it, though it's also controversial. Aside from being expensive, reaching 40 to 80 United States dollars per pound, many countries also want to ban its production because of the way it's made. Before you try it, ask yourself, can food really be delicious if it brings guilt? Suffering number 9, goose barnacles. Dangerous sea, dangerous price. Just from the name, it sounds like it's a part of a goose's body. Goose barnacles! But don't worry, this has nothing to do with birds. It's a type of crustacean that clings to hard rocks on the edges of fierce ocean waves. It's common in Portugal and Spain, and to harvest it, you have to climb down steep rocks while getting hit by the waves. The lives of the fishermen here are literally at risk. That's why the price isn't just for the taste. It's also payment for the danger of collecting them. They say it tastes like lobster and clams combined. It's flavorful and delicious, even when simply boiled in salt and seawater. No extra seasoning needed, it's naturally delicious. But if you want to try one of the most dangerous seafoods to harvest in the world, are you ready for the price? The missing mushroom of Japan. With so many types of mushrooms in the world, why does the matsutake mushroom reach a price of almost 300 United States dollars per pound? It's simple, they're rare now. Matsutake has long been a part of Japanese culture. It has been used for centuries in celebrations and special dishes. But now, the natural habitat of these mushrooms is slowly disappearing because of deforestation and climate change. Matsutake needs the right combination of moisture, trees, and soil to grow. And even if all these are present, it's still not certain if the mushroom will appear. That's why specially trained mushroom hunters are needed to find it in the forest. It looks very simple. You wouldn't think it's this expensive, but for the Japanese, it's a symbol of prosperity, respect for nature, and a unique taste. Number 7, Iberico ham. The ham of kings. Is it just ham? Yes, but it's not just any ham. Iberico ham is considered the most expensive and most delicious ham in the world. And there's a reason for that. It comes from the Iberico pig, a rare breed of pig found only in certain parts of Spain. These pigs are not just fed anything. Acorns, or bolota, are their staple food. That's why their meat develops a nutty and buttery flavor. But that's not all. The curing process of the meat takes 2 to 3 years before it's ready to eat. The longer it's preserved, the deeper the flavor. That's why the price reaches almost 200 United States dollars per pound. For food connoisseurs, they say this is what truly melts in your mouth. It's ham with a unique aroma and texture, but for others it's still just ham, just expensive. Number 6, ayam cemani. This black chicken fetches a high price. Though it's normal in size, its appearance looks like something from a ghost story. The ayam cemani is an Indonesian chicken that's entirely black, including its feathers, skin, meat, bones, and organs. Because of its unusual appearance, many people believe this chicken has spiritual powers. That's why it's used in rituals and ceremonies. But it's not just a spiritual icon. In the world of food, it's also a status symbol. Many wealthy people buy ayam cemani, not to slaughter, but to take care of, like an exotic pet. There are also some who eat it and say it tastes delicious. Let's face it, the key is their rarity. This breed is hard to raise and sometimes doesn't produce offspring quickly. That's why there are only a few available in the market. Because of this, just 2 ayam cemani can reach a price of over 1,000 United States dollars. Yes, a pair of black chickens, costing as much as a month's salary. Number 5, quintessential grilled cheese, the golden bread of New York. How much are you willing to pay for a piece of grilled cheese sandwich? If your answer is more than 200 United States dollars, then you're in luck at the restaurant Serendipity 3 in New York. Here, they don't just serve you ordinary bread and cheese, they call it the quintessential grilled cheese. And there's a reason why the price is premium. First, the cheese they use is a rare type from Italy called Caciocavallo Podolico. It comes from cows that are only fed wild herbs. The bread is baked with champagne-infused white bread, and the wildest detail is that the crust has real gold flakes. But before you can eat, you need to make a reservation at least 2 days in advance so the chefs can prepare it. The question is it worth eating a sandwich that's almost like jewelry? Maybe it depends on how curious or wealthy you are. Number 4, swallow's nest soup. Soup made from bird saliva. Wait, bird saliva? Yes, you heard that right. In China, there's something called swallow's nest soup. It's made from the real nests of swiftlet birds. But these aren't just ordinary nests. The bird's own saliva is actually the building material of the nest. And that's exactly what's used as an ingredient in the soup. It's no joke when it comes to price. In some high-end Chinese restaurants, you can pay almost 1,400 United States dollars for just one bowl of this soup. Some call it the caviar of the East. The nest's collagen is believed to have health benefits, making it popular in traditional medicine. For some, drinking soup made from saliva remains odd. Adventurous eaters might consider adding it to their food bucket list. But if not, maybe just stick to chicken soup for now. Number 3, moose cheese. Milk from a giant moose turned into gold. We know cheese comes from cows, sometimes goats. But moose? In some parts of Scandinavia and Russia, there are farms that milk moose. Yes, those giant moose that look like a hybrid of a horse and a cow. From that milk, they make one of the most expensive cheeses in the world. It's called moose cheese. It's very difficult to get milk from a moose. They don't just let you milk them like cows do. And most of the time, you have to take care of them in a quiet and cold place. Only one farm in Sweden is known worldwide for making this. Because of the limited supply and the difficulty of the process, the price of this cheese reaches up to 500 United States dollars per pound. They say its taste is creamy, rich, and a bit nutty, but at that price it seems like it should come with a golden spoon, right? Number 2, Iranian pistachios, the king of all nuts. Many countries grow pistachios, but the real gold of the nut world comes from Iran. According to reports, more than half of the global pistachio supply comes from Iran. That reaches over 100,000 metric tons per year. Yes, that's how much. But even though there's a lot, it doesn't mean it's cheap. Why? Because of the land with the perfect climate. Iranian pistachios have a unique flavor, quality, and nutrition. Crispy, flavorful, and with a natural sweetness that you don't often taste in other types of nuts. If you find pistachios are expensive, they're likely from Iran, and you're paying for their quality. Number 1, abalone, known as the ocean's white gold, is the priciest food on this list. Abalone looks like a unique shellfish, kind of like a hybrid between a snail and a clam. Under its hard shell is the meat that's called the white gold by seafood lovers. But why is it so expensive? First, there are more than 50 types of abalone in the world, but even though there are many, it's extremely hard to catch. You even need to dive into the deep parts of the ocean or hunt in places where they're hidden among the kelp. Abalone is considered a high-end delicacy, in the same league as caviar and Wagyu beef. That's why, even though it has little meat, it can reach up to 500 United States dollars per kilo. Some find the rich, buttery, unique taste worth the price, but most prefer more affordable market seafood. Bonus 3. Moose milk is like gold. It's not just the cheese that's pricey. Even moose milk itself is one of the rarest and most expensive types of milk in the world. It comes from domesticated moose in some parts of Russia and Sweden, but it's extremely difficult to collect. Why? Because moose only produce milk for 3 months in a year, and you need the animal's trust before it will let you milk it. There are even some dairies that are exclusive to just one farm. The price can reach up to 500 United States dollars per liter, and because the supply is so limited, those who want to buy are usually on a waiting list. Bonus number 2, elvish honey, honey that comes from underground. It's a type of honey that's not just expensive, it's literally dug out from caves. Elvish honey from Turkey comes from inside a cave 200 feet deep in the Sarıkaya Valley. Because of its pure natural process inside the cave, far from pollution and exposure, this honey is super rich in minerals and antioxidants. But because of the effort required to harvest it and its extremely limited supply, its price is almost 6,500 United States dollars per kilo. Imagine, honey costs more than gold. Bonus number 1, civet coffee, coffee that comes from the droppings of the musang. Yes, you heard that right. Civet coffee, or kopi luwak, is made from coffee beans eaten and excreted by a type of musang. At first, you might not want to try it, but according to coffee connoisseurs, this process softens and lowers the acidity of the beans, resulting in coffee that is very smooth and flavorful. Because of the difficult and unique process, a kilo of civet coffee can cost 600 to 1,000 United States dollars, depending on where it comes from. In the Philippines, this is known as Kape Alamid and is a source of national pride and export.